Okay, so we're picking back up with Revelation. um, I think I'm being kind of called to hit these chapters because, like, it's upon us. Um, we can keep denying it, or we can face the reality of it and realize our role in the grand scheme of things. Okay, um, we are all soldiers in this army. Um, it's a light and a dark. So when you figure out that light and dark within you, get that shit all knotted and then let the Lord loose it, so that you can become who is in charge and not those dark forces that you don't even realize is really driving your actions. Um, yeah, yeah. So we're gonna continue to learn about these forces. Um, Even though they fighting hard and they showing their face. It just must be done. And in the end of all this, what's the craziest is we're gonna realize that we didn't even have to do it like this. We could have came to the same conclusions in the same paradise, which we will see and be back to and will be better than ever before. Um, that we just let that other side of ourselves take over ourselves to the extent that our families couldn't recognize us. We couldn't recognize ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And guess who else, when we in them states, don't recognize us? That's when we got our back turned. Um, so we can live in a better existence by actually facing the light and let him do his work. Let him do it beautifully, because it can be done that way. It doesn't have to be done in the warring ways in which we thought that everything had to be done in order to accomplish something. And so what thus far is it that warring and hating and being against our brother and our sister has done for us? What has it accomplished? And because God is so good, even that has its place. And even that, when we come to one within ourselves, even all that pain and horror will be repositioned inside ourselves. And we can begin to understand why. Instead of keep asking why, and never waiting and listening for the answer. So we're at Revelation 13. We did the 7 personages last time, and that was really enlightening for me. Okay, so we're at 13. And I stood up, start again. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the same of blasphemy. Now, okay, so I know that the 7 represents the chakra system. So, and I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, which is like the sea of your being. Yeah. When that beast rises up, that's that that's that root chakra, that ego that's supposed to stay underfoot, now rises up, okay, within the system. So it's starting from the root and it's going, you know what I'm saying, it starts to come up. Let's see. And then it says, having 7 heads, you know what that is, and 10 horns. We're going to keep reading, and hopefully the meaning of the 10 horns, I know I broke this down before for myself in the past, and the conclusion of what the horns are like the spawnings off of because there's 7 chakras. The 7 heads are like the false Christ in the chakra system, so to speak. And the crowns on the head is like dominion. But the 10, okay, so the 10 horns are like 10 spokes off of each chakra. And upon his horns 10 crowns, and the crowns are dominion spokes, and upon his heads the same of blasphemy, because when you blaspheme against the Lord, that's the ego coming into play. Because you letting the ego rise up and take the position of the Lord, which is at your crown chakra. You know what I'm saying? Like, your whole system's supposed to be permeated with the Lord, and then that ego's supposed to be put underfoot, right? Okay, so, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, which is quick. Ooh, that beast is quick too. And his feet were as the feet of a bear, like claws, heavy. What other attributes of the feet of a bear? Like vicious is what's coming to me. So, in the beast which I saw, like unto a leopard, quick. And there's other attributes of the leopard too. That's just the predominant one that's sticking out. And his feet were as the feet of a bear. I'm going to say vicious. It's just what's sticking out to me. And his mouth as the mouth of a lion, devouring. And the dragon gave him his power, and we know who the dragon is. And his seat, and great authority. Ooh. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power, and his seat, and great authority. And I saw one of his heads as it were sounded to death. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death. And his deadly wound was healed. And all the world wondered after the beast. And they worshipped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. Okay, because the beast is what rose up from the sea. Now, the dragon is what he saw in the heavens and swept a third of the stars. So the dragon is actually Satan. And the beast is actually the ego. Okay. So I got that. And I saw... Okay. And his deadly wound was healed. And I saw one of the heads as... Now this is one of the 7 heads. As it were wounded to death. And and his deadly wound was healed. And all the world wondered after the beast, and they worshipped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worshipped the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. All right. That's for me, y'all. That's for me, y'all. Okay. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle, and them that dwell in heaven. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints, and to overcome them. And power was given over all kindreds and tongues and nations, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. Now, mind you, the earth is underfoot because we're the light and dark, and we're still babies. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. The wounding of the ego. And because that wound was magically healed, but it's not. That's what it is. That wound has not been healed. And so the beast continues to embolden and to strengthen and to fill within the system. Now, we're still towards the root chakra. But what starts to happen when it hits the heart chakra? Or I'm going to call it the heart chakra. I don't know if it's a different word for that, but that's what it is today. Okay. Whew. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed by the sword, or with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Because the saints hold the energy of God on this planet. For all of humanity. and they endure just as we endure. But they were following the commandment of God to endure till the end. And they've understood their safe space and how to dwell there. And that's how they're able to have the patience. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. And he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he doeth great wonders. Right. Because that's how they provided us this illusion. They made us fall in love with the illusion. It took us away from our love for God. So we fell in love with the illusion, right? And that's how they control us. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Let me read that again. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. That image and that speech from the beast, it's all in your subconscious. That's where he speaks to you at. He hides in the darkness. That's why you gotta fill yourself with that light so you can expose what's been hiding, because all of us have demons in the darkness that we don't realize are there. And we have to go through this process in order to become who we truly are. So, okay. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. See, I told y'all about the our sacred fingerprints. This stuff ain't no joke, man. That's how they got their way in the first place. And then the mark in the forehead is your third eye, which is supposed to be filled with the light of God. However, when that beast starts rising up, it'll rise all the way, like I said, to your crown. And then you start to see differently. Because we all see out of that spiritual eye, but how dirty is that spiritual eye, right? And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. You see, nobody is excluded from this. to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. See, we've been running away from this mark instead of confronting it. And that to receive a mark in the right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Number, Social Security number. Here's wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 600 threescore and six. Is 600 threescore, which is 10 times 3, which is threescore. How do you do threescore again? A score is 20. Yeah, a score is 20. 600, 600. So 3 score, 6 score is 20. So 3 score is 60, and then 6. So that's the 666. Here's wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. See, it's saying a man. Oh, right. Right. Okay. I get it. Right. Because when I had to go through my processes and stuff and was in the fearful state and everything, and that beast was trying to take over my entire system, and he was up here. He was up here. And he was in my head. Using my own voice against me. You see? You see how he works? You see? And that's when I realized that we are the Christ and the Antichrist. Because I knew I was being led by God before, during, and since all that, you can call it mystical stuff or whatever, that I actually had to deal with. But it's all in divine order. I understand now. So when I thought that that's the understanding I came to, that we're both the Christ and the Antichrist, I knew it to be so. I just didn't know how to translate it properly to another person. Revelation 13. And after the dealing with the devil, after the understanding of your part in the 666, after all this, chapter 14 is going to be vision of the Lamb. I told you the good part was coming. And it's all right. And it's going to be all right. We just got to come to terms. We just got to come to terms and finally submit and say, okay, Lord, I can't do it all. I don't have all the answers. I don't know what my next step is. I need you. And then you don't even understand how the heavens will sing and rejoice. And you might even be able to perceive it happening, but probably not perceive it properly when it's done, but you will come to perceive it properly.